Hi, and welcome to Cooking with Recreation. I am your host, Melissa, and today we will be making a vegetable stir fry with baked chicken. The ingredients you will need today are seasonings. I like to use Obey. I use it in everything. Black pepper, Worcestershire sauce, if I pronounced that right, garlic powder, onion powder, and olive oil. And your vegetables, you can use whatever you like, but today we'll be using zucchini, squash, onion, 2 different types of peppers, and mushrooms and spinach, and also our grilled chicken. First, we'll start with our chicken breast. First, take like about 3 to 4 nice sized chicken breasts, probably medium size. You season them to taste. I prefer I use a little seasoning salt, pepper, and garlic and onion. Put them in a pan. Chop up a small onion when you're seasoning your breast, and put a little olive oil and a little water. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Then once your oven is preheated, just pop in your chicken breast. Take about 20 minutes for your chicken breast, and while your chicken breast is cooking, you will start to prepare your vegetables. We want to make sure when you go from transition from meat to vegetable, you want to make sure that you wash your hands really thoroughly for at least 20 seconds and make sure you clean off your vegetables and all of the good stuff and all your utensils. Then touch the meat. Now you're gonna, with your vegetables, so you don't want to cross-contaminate anything. Okay, we'll start with our peppers first. Cut the tips off. Me, I like to go inside here, get all those seeds. Well, just pop that out right there. In here. I like big chunks of vegetables because I like to taste my vegetables in my cooking. I don't want them like too mushed or anything like that, since these are going to go in first to get like that base seasoning started. Just nice little square size pieces. Watch your hands there, don't want to cut yourself. Going to prepare these over. So we're going to put all these on a plate first because we're going to start these shortly. I don't like to waste anything, so I usually cut up all the bell pepper. Green. I like to use different kinds of bell peppers because the colored peppers are usually sweeter and they add a nice blend to your stir fry. Also makes it really pretty and colorful. Alrighty. Slice our mushrooms. Just remember to be careful slicing your veggies. So these are going to be the longest, these take the longest to cook. and for the flavor. So that's why you start with these basic ones first. Okay, now that we have our first vegetables started, slice, I'm gonna go over to the skillet, drizzle with a little olive oil, and let that heat up. You don't want to put your vegetables in a cold skillet. You want to make sure it's kind of preheated before, so when you put them in, you get a nice little sizzle thing going. You don't want to put them in there cold. Alrighty, now that our skillet is preheated, we will add our first round of veggies. Nice little sizzle we was waiting for. Okay. We're gonna put some of the Worcestershire sauce. Awesome. All right, a little onion. Some garlic powder. A little bit of obey. And some black pepper. Okay. Get out a little stir. Your kitchen is going to smell awesome. Alrighty. So now that our first round of veggies are on, we're going to go back to the cutting board and get our zucchini. We'll check our chicken breasts, make sure they're cooking up nicely. Awesome. Now we'll start cutting our zucchini and our squash. Okay, now that we have our first round of vegetables going, nice and simmering over there, we checked our chicken breasts. They're almost done, but not quite yet. Make sure that you cleaning your utensils and everything in between your meat and your vegetables, and make sure no cross-contamination. Knife safety, always make sure your knife is away from you. Now we're gonna chop up our squash here. Cut that little tip off there. Again, you don't wanna make them too thin because you don't want mushy vegetables. You still wanna be able to taste your veggies. Now our zucchini. If you want to, you can leave them whole like this, or you can cut them in halves or fourths, especially if you have little ones who might have trouble eating bigger pieces of vegetable. So you can just chop it up to how you feel. Okay, now that our zucchini and squash is chopped, we're going to add them to our vegetables that's already simmering. Okay, now that we've added our zucchini and our squash, we're going to let this simmer for about 10 minutes or so the vegetables get a little tender, but not to the point where they're mushy, because we still have 2 more ingredients to add. So while this is simmering, we're going to go into the oven. We're going to check our chicken breasts. When they're done, we're going to dice them into nice little bite-sized pieces. And then we'll be good to go. Okay, now we've taken our chicken breasts out of the oven and it's had a time to cool a little bit. We'll just chop them up into little dice-sized pieces. You know, nice little chunks. So you can taste the chicken there. Don't want to mince it. And we're going to take this and we're going to add it to our stir fry over here. And then we're going to add our spinach. Your spinach is always last because spinach cooks really, really quickly. So that'll be the last ingredient that you'll add. Make sure when you're going between vegetable and meat, make sure you're rewashing your equipment. Make sure, no cross-contamination there. Okay. Okay. We're gonna add our chicken. And our spinach that we already pre-washed. And we're gonna mix everything together. It looks puffy now, but spinach practically withers down. It'll cook really, really fast. Nice chunks of chicken there. Our zucchini and squash is looking good. A complete meal in a skillet. We're gonna let this simmer probably about another, you'll let it simmer like another 10 minutes. Maybe you just wanna make sure that your spinach is kind of tender. You might have some casualties there, but that's okay. Alrighty, and there you have it. You have your veggie stir fry with your zucchini and your squash and your spinach with little onions, mushrooms, and bell peppers. And you can use any vegetable you like. If you prefer tomatoes or broccoli or anything like that, feel free to throw it in. It's your own creation. And thank you for watching Cooking with Recreation. I'm your host, Melissa. See you next time.